Hi there, my name is Tom Bell. Welcome to my 5 Minute Friday videocast on the 5th of September. I am an author, a consultant, an educator, a long-time justice campaigner, a former NHS whistleblower, now a full-time PhD student, and also, I guess, like many people at the moment, um, a concerned citizen and concerned observer of the world. I guess that's partly because there's now so much going on, coupled with the fact that there are so many ways of finding out about it. You know, we've got 24-hour news and social media and all the rest of that stuff. So it's kind of a bit of a perfect storm, isn't it? Speaking of which, it's interesting to see the lack of coverage on the BBC and the lack of coverage on mainstream television in this country of the global Sumud flotilla. Funny word, that isn't it? Sumud. Um, if you haven't heard of it, Google it. We're going to come back to somebody involved with that in a minute because I've got a great idea for a new campaign, by the way. It's radical. It'll never catch on, but I've got a great idea for a new campaign. And this global flotilla is an incredible thing, an incredible message of hope, if you like, of the best of humanity, which I think sometimes we all need reminding of, don't we, especially at the moment. But what's fascinating is the lack of coverage of that flotilla on mainstream news. Let's take a quick look at BBC website now. What have we got? The BBC website's presenting even and promoting Tommy Fury documentary. Way great, Tommy. Really, so Tommy Fury's had some trials and tribulations, haven't we all? Thank you. Here's a guy. He's not short of anything, and we got what is it? A 6-part iPlayer documentary. Tommy, the good, the bad, the Fury. This is from the same organisation that we fund, by the way, that refused refused to air the programme about doctors in Gaza, right? Refused to air it. I mean, help me, Jesus. We a public service broadcaster that is going to feed us that kind of nonsense and then not give us the stuff that we really need. We might not want, by the way, but we really need exposing to. We really need to understand more about that. Anyway, my idea for a new radical campaign is called Operation Raise Your Kids with Good Role Models, yeah? It's far too radical to ever catch on. But watching some of these people on television, talking about, protecting our kids, protecting our women, we're protecting our girls because everybody's going to rape them. It's all horrific and it's all horrendous and it's all terrible. Uh, Even old Batface, Camilla, as she's known to her friends, she's been out talking this week, hasn't she, about the fact that 1 in 4 women in this country will experience some form of domestic violence in their lives. That, by the way, has been the case for a long, long time. A long time before anybody started arriving in inflatable boats and stopping at a hotel near you, yeah? So think about that for a moment, if you will, and also think about some of the people involved in what you're doing. So we've got Nigel Farage. It's like a gaggle, a cluster of misogynist fuckwits, isn't it? We've got Andrew Tate, a friend of Nigel Farage. We've got Ant Middleton in the mix there, and we've got Tommy Robinson, and they all know each other, and they all like each other, and they all get along. Some of them have even talked about supporting each other's political ambitions, yeah. And you think they're on the side of your girls and women. I'm not seeing that. I'm absolutely not seeing that at all. That is pure exploitation. That is an absolute falsehood. So I think Operation Raise Your Children with Good Role Models could be a good one, but like I say, it's too radical to ever catch on, isn't it? Coming back to the Sumud flotilla, one of the people leading that, and I say leading it, it's probably not leading it. That's unfair to say that. Actually, I'm falling into a trap there, aren't I? Is Greta Thunberg, and I just look at that young lady and I feel hopeful. She makes me feel better about the world. Yeah, getting off her backside, whatever you think, doesn't matter to me what you think about. I'm sure she's not perfect. I'm sure she's got her foibles like all of us have. But getting off your backside and doing something, yeah, tackling the big issues, putting yourself forward for that stuff, that is absolutely tremendous. So if there are some good role models out there, and there are many, by the way, to choose from, yeah, but for me, she is leading the pack at the moment. So there's something that if you are a young woman or a young person, even wherever you are in the world, there's something to aspire to, yeah. Please don't aspire to be anything like Tommy Robinson or Andrew Tate or Nigel Farage or Ant Middleton. That's old school. That's a dying breed. That's a thing of the past. It's an anachronism that needs to go as quickly as possible. And the stain and the trace of all that crap just needs to leave the world. It will be a better place for it. Yeah. Funny quote for you, by the way, from Farage, who says that Andrew Tate is an important voice for men. Yeah. That's, if you need to hear anything that's just going to put you off that whole Farage reform agenda, that's it. When people like Farage are saying that people like Andrew Tate are an important voice for men, then you know it's a busted flush. Yeah, you know there's no place for it in a modern progressive world. On that note, I'll quit while I'm behind, whichever you think. Have a good weekend. Try and stay safe. Try and stay solvent. And try and stay sane if you can. Ciao.